Last week he was in your ears, this week he is on your screen. Paul Nicholson, our esteemed colleague from the European Tour, doing what he does best. Playing darts against York's Chris Quantock, a very promising talent who we have seen plenty of this year because he's been getting some decent results on the Pro Tour. And this will be a tough test for Mr. Nicholson, a two-time European Tour finalist. And joining me, Chris Murphy, to talk you through it is Dan Dawson.
Yeah, first time these two have met. However, Paul has played his dad a couple of times. In fact, once here in Gibraltar. Got to go back 7 years. Won both games against John Quantock. 6-4 here, if you're interested. As well as a 6-2 win in Ireland the year before. That was back in 2009, 2010. That's when Paul Nicholson was winning things all over the place. 2010, the year of his big TV title, the Players' Championship Finals. But the last few months, Paul Nicholson has battled back from injury, playing some good darts again.
It's Chris to throw first. Game on.
Chris Quantock, his first year as a fully fledged PDC Tour card holder, and he's given us quite a bit to get excited about. A bit like that.
Fabulous start from the Yorkshireman. 180 to kick off this contest. Paul Nicholson defeated Ryan Searle and Mervyn King in qualifying for this event. In fact, this has the makings of that match with Ryan Searle that he had in the first European Tour event of the year. It's a similar
140
kind of opponent for Nicholson, and he really acquitted himself very well on his return to European Tour darts then.
Yeah, he did. He was very impressive against a dangerous opponent who'd had a number of runs on the Pro Tour.
100.
Quantock had to win 3 matches to get here, beating Ricky Evans, Richard North and Tony Newell. Last leg decider as well against the Bear, who recently had a celebrity baby named after him.
100. Chris require 140.
Viewers out there, Dan,
100.
thinking, who's called the baby Tony? Anyway, bear with us, we'll get back to the darts in a minute. Chris Quantock has left double top after 12 darts for a
140.
solid hold of throw.
Chris require 40. Game shot in the first leg.
13 darter for Chris Quantock.
Second leg is Paul to throw first.
After kicking off 180. Very good start for the Yorkshireman. Using new darts, Chris Quantock. He's had some made by his manufacturer. He was using one that Dave Chisnell used. These look very similar. I think he gets the prestige of having his own name written on it. That's what you know when you've made it as a dart player, when you've got your own darts.
And Nicholson's playing with a set that he's been using now for a couple of years. Slight modifications that often players have now, don't they? It's a lot more goes into it than just picking any old set of darts up. Seems to be working for Chris.
140.
Perhaps a little more bulbous than Chizzy's darts, just looking at the close-up there. He's moving down, because 96 would leave 170, but that's even better.
Response from Nicholson here. Quantock needing to find a couple of big trebles and unable to do it. So Nicholson doesn't have to use the bullseye route here. And bearing in mind that he spends his time on the dart show giving tips of how to play the game, surely he's going to take the sensible option and go for treble 20. That's exactly what he does.
92.
He's in exactly the same position that his opponent was in the first leg.
We require 40.
12 darts thrown, 40 left. Can he repeat the feat?
It won't matter matter as long as it goes this visit.
Game shot on the second
it does.
leg. Paul Nicholson.
One apiece.
Feel like it's Chris to throw first. Game on.
Nothing wrong with those two legs of darts on throw for these guys.
100.
Chris Quantock made his debut on the European Tour at the start of the year, the German Darts Championship in Hildesheim, and he went all the way to a deciding leg with Jan Decker in the opening round and was beaten. So still searching for a first win on the Euro Tour is Quantock.
60.
He had some encouraging results at the start of the year, the UK Open qualifiers, a couple of last 32s, a last 16.
85.
Last 16 is the best he's done in a senior PDC event. He did win a couple of challenge tours, one last year, one the year before. Still learning about life as a PDC pro. Paul Nicholson's been doing it for years
100.
now, but had to go back and win his tour card at Q School this year.
Well, both players were handed a lesson at the last Pro Tour weekend, Players' Championship weekend in Wigan.
96.
Each of this pair suffered whitewashers. Chris Quantock at the hands of Michael van Gerwen and Nicholson against Gary Anderson. You can forgive them that, I think.
People dishing out whitewashers to all kinds of players nowadays. Michael van Gerwen was whitewashed in the final of the last Euro Tour event. If that can happen to him, it can happen to anybody.
Whitewashed.
Whitewashed indeed.
100.
And again, Quantock giving himself a chance of a 15-dart leg. Went out in 13 in the opening leg. Nicholson responded with a 15-darter.
59.
Not really any pressure.
20.
It was always going to be difficult to find the treble.
100.
Well, I say it's going to be difficult. He found it in the end.
Not quite sure how. Seemed to throw that dart through one of them. Ghost dart into the bottom corner of the treble. However, he did it. He did it. Double 10 he won
100.
when he comes back to the board for a 2-1 lead and the third consecutive hold of throw in what has been pretty tight game so far.
Well, leg is Paul to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, 3 comfortable holds of throw. Can one of these players find something against the darts?
Nicholson's going to have to at some point if he's going to win this. Winner of this will face the Bullet, Stephen Bunting. I believe has been up the rock fraternising with the Monkeys already this week.
58.
Ahead of his appearances. Seeded player, set number 16 seed, just sneaking into the seedings with no Michael van Gerwen here. Basically everybody moves up one. By Peter Wright's the number 1 seed. Mensur Suljevic, the number 2.
100.
Yeah, of course, as always on the European Tour event, the first day of action involves just the qualifiers. Trying to book their place in the second round. Where the seeded players join the action. And as you said, Peter Wright headlining that field.
140.
Having put in another fantastic performance in the Premier League last night. Just missed out on topping the table.
Ooh.
75.
Paul Nicholson, actually, one of a rare breed of players to win a big TV event and never play in the Premier League.
Mm. Yes, he was very, very close, wasn't he?
Yeah,
had everything. Didn't he? He had a look, he had an attitude, he had the darts to back it up, he had a big TV title.
And he had a match at the World Championship against Kim Hybrecht, so you think if he'd have won,
all you require
he may well have made it.
How many times have we said that about players at the World? Just win this one game and you'll probably get in the Premier League. And even White admitted he was thinking about that. And then he went out in the first round to Dimitri Vandenberg, I believe it was. And that pretty much put paid to his chances.
100.
For that year at least, who knows? We may see the diamond in the Premier League yet. Certainly see him here in Gibraltar.
59.
Number 11 seed Ian White. He's going to play the winner of Rene Idams and John Henderson. That'll be our second game on this evening.
We're still no closer to knowing which one of these we will see again this weekend. Because again,
the fourth leg, Paul Nicholson.
It's a comfortable hold of throw.
It's Chris to throw first. Game on. 100.
Already seen one man from York in action this
97.
afternoon in Richie Corner, but he was knocked out by Darren Webster. Chris Quantock from York himself. Kirk Bevins from York. Only one of them is guaranteed to be involved for the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, shouldn't be allowed to referee. The ultimate professional, as are all the PDC officials. Paul Nicholson, model professional these days as well.
Well, isn't he?
Telling us, hasn't
100.
been fined for a long time.
You can't argue with those stats from Chris Quantock.
40.
100%. Took out double top first time of asking and double 10 first time of asking. Nicholson has also taken out tops and tens, but taken an extra couple of darts. Not that it's mattered, because he's got them done in that visit and hasn't allowed Quantock back to the board. So
41.
Yeah, sometimes those statistics can not paint the full picture. Despite the missed darts at doubles, he's not
41.
giving his opponent a chance to go out.
Well, one big trouble from Paul Nicholson here should get him to a finish, and that'll give him a chance of a break.
The first chance. Has to hit it, though.
58.
Unable to do so. That looks good. Looks very good. Nice and high. Doesn't want to bust this. And well out of the way of those first two.
140.
Darts. Safety first from Quantock.
They didn't want echoes of Dirk van Dijvenbode at the World Championship. Against Barney, superstar rapper.
Yeah.
57.
Barneveld, man, who at the age of 50 has
40.
appeared in a weird Dutch hip-hop video. Now then.
20.
Well, the first time in this match that we've seen anybody go for a double and then been unable to take it out in that visit. And that means that Nicholson has got a chance of a break here. However, it's a tough one. Another one of those. What a shot this would be. Double top.
108.
Yeah, you can see
Richard
on his
Quant,
face.
20.
He's done the hard work to get into that
Shot on the
position.
fifth leg, Chris Quantock.
Squandered the chance to break.
Ball to throw first. Game on.
And Quantock nailed double 10 to make it 5 holds in a row.
Never quite sure with players how they view those chances. When you've got a massive checkout like that, but your first two darts have gone in the treble.
81.
You've got yourself that one dart you needed to break, and then you miss it. Do you then beat yourself up because you've missed the last bit of what would have been an incredible shot?
81.
Well, you've been better, if you're going to miss it, you'd be better off just missing the second treble and setting yourself up very nicely. You're not going to beat yourself up too much about it. Or do you think, well, it was a shot to nothing, I've at least worried him, I'll get more chances?
Yeah, if you just look at the facts,
81.
you also got to take into account that his opponent had missed darts at double before that, so it was perhaps a shot to nothing chance he maybe shouldn't have had. Because
59.
we've spoken about this before. Often a player will come off thinking about every single chance that they've missed,
Yes.
but not taking into account any chance that their opponent missed.
Yes, exactly. See, I've just lost 6-5. I should have won 11-0. Sendra. Quote the great Richie Burnett.
45.
Yeah. Seen Richie on the Euro Tour for
134.
few tournaments. In fact, he had to obtain his tour card again at Q School alongside Paul Nicholson. Some of the names at the beginning of the show were
Вирусная угроза
just
была
dipped in and out
обнаружена.
of darts and then looked at John Part, Richie Burnett, Paul Nicholson, Q School.
Well, I believe Richie Burnett claimed his tour card by
100.
beating Paul Nicholson on day 2 of Q School. Or maybe day 3, I think. That's when John Part claimed his, beating Kirk Shepherd in a repeat of the World Championship final. Madness.
But now Quantock
65.
has the chance
Chris Uruguay,
to get the first break of throw.
127.
And it's a good chance because Nicholson's a couple of points behind. Doesn't get a dart in this visit. Will he get a dart at all?
57. Paul Uruguay,
Just the 57 off.
129.
This is a tricky one. We'll look at the 19s first. Single 19, leave treble 20 for ball. And that's what he's going to go for now. Doesn't get a go at it. A little smirk from the asset.
64. Chris requires 70.
20 for tops. Oh, well, he's already thinking about the double top there and wanting to get that dart slightly out of the way, just to the side.
Yeah, schoolboy error from Chris Quantock. Paul Nicholson, well, he's talked about different routes for this. He likes treble 11 as a shot there sometimes. In the end, he's cleaned it up, having pinned the bullseye dead centre.
Chris to throw first. Game on.
Only availing in one dart at a double. He's nailed it.
140.
I think the little smirk from Paul Nicholson may have been that we were sat in the commentary box last week talking about what's the best route to go on 65. And he was kind of undecided.
Well, it's the only way to go. Bullseye 3 double 6. The sensible way.
I've heard Bobby George as well in the past talking about that shot. And
78.
He said it's a strange shot at any point because you're kind of aiming for a target but hoping you miss.
That's it. Rod Harrington will always say you want 25, you're always aiming for the ball. You're not aiming for the 25. Aim for the bullseye and hope you're slightly off. Oh, this is an opportunity 41. Now, though, for Nicholson. He had to pull out that 65 finish. Only got one dart at the double in the end, but nailed it. And as we so often see, within a couple of minutes, you can go from being on the rack and in danger of going a couple of legs down,
123.
Actually being in the ascendancy and grabbing a hold of the game.
121.
And the practice he's just had at the bullseye could come in very handy here.
It could do. But he'll need treble 17. Which he gets. He was dead centre last time.
84. Chris require 119.
But he gets a dart, a double top.
99. All you require 37.
Well, he hasn't hit it, so Nicholson does get a couple of darts at double to get the first break of throw.
Well, Nicholson missed a dart for a ton plus to break earlier on. Quantock's just missed a dart for a ton plus here. Nicholson 2 darts at double 16.
5 scores.
Oh, I thought it was in. I think Paul thought it was in. I think we all thought it was in.
Are you sure it wasn't in?
Shot on the 7th leg.
That's
Chris
in.
Quantock.
That is in, and it is a holder throw for Quantock on double 10, but both men surviving some edgy moments on their own throw. On we go. 7 consecutive holds of throw we've had in this one. Nicholson is the man who needs a break, but he can't afford to be broken himself.
60.
Well, now Quantock. Last couple of visits seems to have found a bit of a zone, and he's putting some pressure on Paul now. Great adjustment from Nicholson.
85. $134.
It's good.
140.
Not quite perfect, but gets him right back in the leg. However, Quantock still has the advantage.
57.
Just the 57. You can see the frustration from Quantock. Felt he should have got himself down to a finish and given him a chance to break Nicholson's throw in the next visit. As it is, the asset, 1 treble gives him a realistic chance. He's got 1. 2 makes it a lot easier. Fantastic work.
140.
He's done well there, Paul Nicholson. The impetus handed back to the asset in this leg. Was under a bit of pressure after the first couple of visits.
76.
But now looks to be in pole position. to level up again for an 8 straight hold.
Yeah, leg of 2 halves, this one. And Nicholson coming good when it matters. Double 4.
72.
Pretty well thrown darts, just missing inside. This would hurt. Oh, well, he's missed the bullseye. 25 would have kept the shot alive.
41. You require 4.
Missing it entirely. So double 2 for 4 apiece. Could be seeing another game go the distance.
Game shot on the 8th leg. Paul Nicholson.
Well, he finishes it on. Double 1 in the end.
Game on.
Will be somewhat relieved. Just see a little shake of the head. He
41.
feels that he's maybe made hard work of the last couple of legs that he's won. However, he wasn't looking then when Chris Quantock threw. And the cry of 41 from the referee Kirk Bevans would be music to Paul Nicholson's ears.
60.
Well, very little between these two in terms of the stats. 85 and 86 averages. Quantock has finished a little bit better.
30.
But he has just handed Nicholson a golden opportunity here. This 9th leg is often so important in these first of 6 games.
Well, he showed us how to stack darts earlier on. Can he find room left of the second
100
marker? He could, but not into the treble bed.
$140.
Well, it's in the balance, isn't it? The 140 gets him in front, but the previous visits had done a bit of damage in this leg for Quantock. However, Nicholson needs a treble
58.
to really take any significant advantage from him.
100.
And a similar feel to the last leg, really. It was there for the taking at the start. Although one big one.
That's it. We only had the 180 in this game. That came from Quantock, and we're getting to the stages now
60.
where just a 180 at the right time could prove to be a
Вирусная
game
угроза
changer.
была обнаружена.
Nicholson himself
65.
last week in one of the games we were commentating on said that at this stage of a game, any treble 20 is like gold.
$96. Chris require
Well.
125.
125 plays 127. Treble 20 for tops for Quantock to go within a leg of the second round.
105.
And just pulls it a little bit low.
All you require 127.
Paul Nicholson gave himself a dart for the 1-2-1. This time he needs 57. Does not get that. Doesn't get a dart at the ball.
40. Chris, you require 20.
And could be reaching the point of no return.
So far this year. Both with similar records, really.
60.
Neither of them made a quarter-final, but they've had last 16 appearances.
Yeah, and both had notable results against top players.
140.
That 140 is a big, big visit for Chris Quantock. Nicholson recently beaten the likes of Mervyn King and Cristo Reyes on the Pro Tour.
Didn't go on to win the tournament after beating Cristo. Just
137.
confound popular opinion.
Nor did Ulf Seder. I think
100.
that jinx may have been brought to an end. Now this, every leg seems to mirror the previous one, but for the other player in this match. Very, very strange experience. And Nicholson
99.
manages
Chris require 161.
to find a treble and get himself down to a finish, and he will get darts.
Yeah, valuable treble 20 with the last dart from
65.
Nicholson there. Quantock is
All
down
you
to a
require
2-darter for the match.
160.
This would be the best shot we've seen all day. 160 checkout with Quantock waiting on 96 to take the game. And it is on. It is on. Phenomenal stuff from Paul Nicholson.
Paul Nicholson.
Where did it come from?
11th final leg, it's Chris to throw first.
160 checkout with Quantock sat on 96 for the match. We are into a last leg decider. We have had 10 consecutive holds of throw, and Nicholson may need to produce another moment of magic if he is to get the break he needs and win this game.
It would be interesting to know how that has affected both players mentally as well. Would it have shaken Chris Quantock? Would it have inspired Paul Nicholson?
57.
Well, he is a guy, Paul, who thinks about that side of the game. He does all sorts of stuff. He's tried meditation and all kinds of things to put himself in the right
45.
mental framework or get the right mindset to play his best darts.
Gold. Can he find one more?
Вирусная угроза была обнаружена.
100.
Not quite, but it is just perfectly poised, as it has been for the duration of this encounter.
140.
Strong from Quantock. Nicholson has the experience, but Quantock is a young man. He's playing without fear. This is what he wanted to do. This is why he wanted to become a PDC pro. He wanted to get on big stages and play for big money and just play the game he loves. No scar tissue there. He's just going up there and chucking his darts and enjoying it and see how far he could go. Which one wins out in this situation?
97.
But it's going to be a hard defeat to take for one, but a confidence-boosting victory for the other. Quantock down to 138. Nicholson will not be on any kind of outshot.
60. Chris require 138.
Advantage. The man from York.
80.
That will do for Quantock. 58 remain. Single 18 for double top. He should get 2 match darts. Nicholson has to leave himself handily placed, and what a time to produce it, to pile the pressure on.
140.
Tom 40 leaves 86. Was it too little too late for Paul Nicholson? Tops for Quantock.
38.
Well,
2 match darts missed.
All you require.
First start was a
86.
long way high. The second one pulled low. Nicholson's 140 could prove to be as big as the 160 that he landed in the previous leg. This is for the first break of throw and for the match. And he wants the bullseye.
61.
1 match dart missed
20.
by Nicholson. Quantock has missed 2 already. Paul Nicholson very nearly stealing this one. Oh my word!
Score.
He's done what Ian White did at the UK Open.
All
He's
you require
bust his
25.
score. Needed 20, went next door, hit double 15, and Quantock. Well, it's bad enough when you do it with your third dart, but when you do it with your first, when you've got match darts, denies you any more. And Paul Nicholson to steal this away. Double 4.
$21. Chris require 20.
Quantock let off the hook.
Game
And
shot.
this time
Man
he
of the
does
match,
not make
Chris
that mistake.
Quantock.
All went with throw, but that does not tell the full story. A 160 checkout kept Nicholson's hopes alive, but then both players missing match darts in the deciding leg. A very tense and exciting encounter to bring this afternoon session to a close. We'll hear from Chris Quantock in a moment, and we will be back this evening with 8 more matches. Players looking to book their place in the last 32, including the likes of Dimitri Vandenberg, Steve Beaton, Christian Kist and James Wilson. Join us this evening in the Gibraltar Darts Trophy.